Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League. Round 3 takes us to the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan. And we are hoping for an intriguing Azerbaijan Grand Prix at this racetrack that has seen so many brilliant races, not just in Formula 1, but also in this particular league as well. We've got 18 drivers in the lobby. 3-part qualifying, Q1, Q2 and Q3, so we'll lose the slowest 3 drivers at the end of Q1, followed by the next 5 in Q2, and then the top 10 battling out for pole position in Q3. Just to take note of a few changes to the grid, as some drivers have not been able to turn up tonight. Winfield and Terades are not in, so we've got Ollie in the McLaren in place of Pimis as well, Leclerc in place of Terades in the Alpine. I don't think Winfield's car is filled in either. So looks like we're just going to have the 18 for this evening. We may have more later. We can see Dixon out on circuit already, aiming for a strong session here. Finished second last week behind Lezard, who came in as a reserve, but Dixon's got a good lead in the championship nevertheless. And 25-point lead he has got over Big Balls Bells. And then Mikey in third with 34. It hasn't included Lezard's points, and I think we would the Formula Racing League doesn't normally include their points in the Formula Racing League, although I think they should do, if I'm honest with you, with all due respect. And Murphy, as expected, decides to not go out onto the racetrack. So he'll be out at the end of this session, so we will be looking for 2 more drivers. Dixon will be hoping to not be one of those 2. Gets his line absolutely spot on through turn 1. In goes Dixon through turns 5 and 6. He's coming down this back straight towards the sharp right hand of 7. It's a very narrow section is this, and there's at the castle section of turns 8, 9 and 10. If you turn into 11 and now 12. This explains why Dixon is at the top of the championship right now. Gets his lines absolutely spot on. And the brakes for turn 15. And see on the white line how close he is to the wall to give himself the best turn-in and the best entry possible through 16, through the king of 17, and through 18, 19, and then a small king of 20. There was a bit of debris actually from what looked like an Alpine. Dixon carries on nevertheless. Rear wing open, and Dixon will go over the line with a 1 minute 40.0, and that lap time really should see him through. Here's William Damon, crashed out last week at Silverstone, which caused the safety car to come out and set up a nail-biting finish to the race, to be quite honest with you. Jack DNF goes to the top with a 1:39.8. Now, Jack, if you remember, didn't race at Silverstone last week, but did race at Imola. He had a nightmare qualifying session, which didn't help his race later on. But his fastest at the moment, well, he was until Rome's Republic, is now at the top with a 1:39.6. There is Carlos Killer, as well as Melios. Ollie as well, rear wing open on the McLaren. And this lap time of his is going to be a 1:39.9, and he goes up to third position. Here's Malio's 1:39.8 for him. So Dixon down to fifth at the moment. So maybe not sitting as comfortably as you might have thought. Carlos Killer over the line for the Aston Martin. Only seventh with a 1:41.2. Definitely more time to be found for him. Becco in the Alpine, 1:40.4. Goes seventh. The scenario is just looking to see if Dixon's on another flying lap at the moment. He's not, but William Gaiman is so. 3/10 up through sector 2. Just looking to see if there's anyone else who's on a fast lap. Well, no scenario is, so we'll go to him shortly. William Gaiman coming through the fast sections of 18 and 19. Dixon's in the pits. He's got to hope that 1:40.0 will be enough. I think it will be. William Gaiman looking to displace Dixon. And he does so. Goes to the top with 1:39.6. People's Bells is on a fast lap. We'll go to scenario next. His second sector wasn't particularly great. I don't think he's even using his ERS, so that could well explain it. At least he can get a lap time on the board, nevertheless. So, we're watching go through. Here is Leclerc. Oh, he's cut the wall actually through turn 12. He's exceeded the shot limits, and he'll have to back off that one. Big Boss Bells, second in the championship. Second at Imola. Followed by a fourth place finish, or a fifth place finish at Silverstone. He's got his work cut out here to keep himself in the running for the championship. He needs to outperform Dixon. People as well will be hoping to get into the 1:39 at the very minimum with this effort. And it is a 1:39. It's a 1:39.6, and he goes to the top. So it's Ferrari 1 and 2 at the present moment. Mikey, otherwise known as SpongeBob, on the graphic. He's coming towards sector 2. Scenario looking good to get into the 1:40s, I think. Unless he can find some more time in the last sector. Rear wing now open on the AlphaTauri. 1:40.5, only good enough for 9th. So Scenario will be looking over his shoulders at the moment. As Mikey over the line for Mercedes. 1:39.8, good enough for 6th position. That should see him through. Warrior Huntsman is on a lap. And there's Carlos Killer in the Aston Martin. Going much quicker than before by sector 2. So we should expect him to be in the 1:40s this time. It's a 1:40.7. He does not improve his position, but he did improve his lap time. So he's got some work to do if he's to book his place in Q2. Warrior Huntsman in the McLaren. So Warrior Huntsman, who missed, I'll say he missed last week's. He's looking for a decent result here. Whether he'll be able to do that or not, I'm not too sure. Less than 9 minutes remaining in Q1. The bottom 5 at the moment officially are Wild Dog, Statistic King and Bowie. But they've yet to set lap times. Warrior Huntsman has also yet to set a lap time. Until now, 1:40.0, which puts him in 9th position. There's Dixon on a fast lap in the Williams. He's on his used set. 3 tenths up through sector 1. And I would expect him to be, at the very minimum, a couple of tenths more up by sector 2. There we go, look, half a second up. So I should think that Dixon will go to the top here. Mylios is currently top. We're 1 minute 39.4. And Dixon over the line. It's a 1:38.8. He found a heap of time in the last sector alone. And he goes to the top by a long, long way. That's a very nice lap, that. Leclerc's on a fast lap on the medium compounds. It's interesting he's on that. He's not turning the car into the corners very, very well. So that'll cost him some time there at turn 3. There is Mikey in the Mercedes. Doesn't look like he's on a fast lap, to be honest with you. Big Boss Bell's looking to go quicker. He goes quicker, but only by just under half a tenth. Third fastest for him. Statisticking in 17th position with no time on the board at the moment. Hoping to get his place in Q2 slots though. I would say the minimum lap time you're looking for, I think from Warrior Huntsman upwards, are pretty much safe. Let's see how Statisticking gets on here. Leclerc goes 11 for 140.4. Statisticking in the Red Bull. It's a 1 minute 40.3, only good enough for 10th. There's Berry, who's about to start a fast lap, but he's got, is that Dixon behind him? I think he's just ducked into the pits actually as Dixon. Liverpool Fun has also started a flying lap. Leclerc finding time already through the first sector. I think the only problem he's got is he's run out of his, almost running out of his ERS. So the exit there of turn 12 wasn't too bad. Big Boss Bell's retiring from the session, so we won't see him back out on circuit in Q1. But his place in Q2 is more or less secure now. So who will join Dan Murphy on the sidelines at the end of Q1? Leclerc going much quicker through sector 2, so this is looking like a very decent time from him on the medium compound. So Leclerc definitely showing up tonight with some pace. He just needs to keep it consistent throughout and keeping it out of the wall. His ERS has run out though, so that may cost him some speed on the straight. 1 minute 40.0 for Leclerc goes 10th. So there's Liverpool Fun. And Wild Dog is not out of the pits yet. Now time is against him to get a lap on the board. So we'll go to Berry in a moment. So we'll watch Liverpool Fun cross over the line in the Alfa Romeo. 8 fastest for him. Berry goes only 15th. So Jack Berry on the cusp at the moment. He will feel that he needs to go again here. He hasn't got a lot of time. And I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to get round to the pits and go again. So he's going to have to recharge the battery on this lap and then go again for one last effort. Carlos Killer is back out on the circuit in the Aston Martin. Wild Dog is still in the pits, and I don't know whether we're actually going to see him out. The double fun going slowly. There's Scenario, who's on a fast lap. I'm not sure if he's going to go quicker than before, but we'll see. He does not go quicker. Only 14th at the moment is Scenario. So he's got a lot of work to do from where he is right now. And Wild Dog is finally out on the circuit now in the Mercedes, so he's got to make this count, because otherwise if he messes up on this fine lap, that's pretty much it for him. He will not get a second chance. Well, Ollie at the moment is second on the 139.4. He's set some really, really strong pace so far. Very impressed with him. So Wild Dog will be eager to get on with this here. This will be his only chance. It's the same with Berry as well. Here's Colors Killer, who has begun his what could be his final attempt in Q1. His line through turn 2 wasn't the best, so that could cost him some speed down the straight. 1 minute 40.7 is what he set previously. Jack Berry, currently the driver at risk. Through sector 1, and Colors Killer is 400ths down from before. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Colors Killer keeping his car within the track limits by the looks of things. Through the castle section, had to take that cautiously as well to make sure he turned in without clipping the wall. And his line through turn 12 wasn't great. Definitely not the best. Scenario is in the pit, so he's not going out on circuit again. He's 200ths up from before. I don't think this is going to be good enough for Colors Killer to get out of the drop zone, to be honest with you. And he's decided to back out of it. He's got enough time to go around and do it again. Who else is out on track? Well, Statistic King is out on circuit. Berry's out on circuit. Wild Dog is out on circuit. Becco in the Alpine is also going for another lap. So Wild Dog, we haven't looked at his sector times to see if he's going quicker than Jack Berry, for instance. The checker flag has fallen. So these are the last laps coming in now. Wild Dog over the line for Mercedes. And he doesn't make it. So Wild Dog out of qualifying. His complacency has not paid off. Jack Berry goes 10th fastest. That pushes Colors Killer into the drop zone. He's on a fast lap at the moment, 2/10 up from before. Becco is safe, whatever happens now, because Wild Dog can't improve. Murphy isn't out on track. And Colors Killer is the next one in the drop zone who could eliminate Scenario, who is stuck in the pit. So this is it here. It'll be Colors Killer or Scenario joining Wild Dog and Dan Murphy on the sidelines after the first part of qualifying. Colors Killer coming towards the second sector now. He's nearly 6/10 up from before, so this is a much better lap here from Colors Killer than before. It looks like he's run out of fuel actually, so yeah, that's a really terrible shame for Colors Killer. He is now out of qualifying thanks to that. So we lose Colors Killer, Wild Dog and Dan Murphy. So we lose 2 Aston Martins at the end of the qualifying 1. Here is Becco in the Alpine. Didn't look to see if he was actually improving in the sector times. 1 minute 40.4 is what he set before, but he's going into the pits. He knows he's safe. So that brings Q1 to a close. Colors Killer, Wild Dog and Murphy are the eliminated drivers. And we await for Q2 to begin. So Q1 ends with Dixon fastest by half a second, but that won't determine the grid. The only positions that determine the grid are those in the drop zone. Cars Killer, Wild Dog and Murphy are out. We'll be back for Q2 shortly. So Q2 begins, as you see William make his way out onto the circuit, as does Dixon. He's on the soft compound tyres. We expect to see some of these attempting to go out on the mediums. I think considering how close the times have been so far, I think a lot of them are going to be doing it on softs. If you have joined us as well, do welcome you. Do make sure you like and subscribe. And to run through the calendar for the season, whilst we're waiting for some laps to come through. We've been to Imola, we've been to Silverstone. Today is Baku. Next week we go to Melbourne. And then to Paul Ricard and Singapore. Round 7 takes us to Sochi, which will be the last event before the Christmas break. And then we return on the 4th of January in Hungary. And then the Red Bull Ring in Austria on the 11th. Spa, Abu Dhabi to close off January. And then the 1st of February will be the penultimate round in Bahrain. And then the final round on the 8th of February will be at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. So here's Dixon coming round. There are, at the moment, to my calculations, there are 8 out on circuit. And that's including both of them cars have just come out. So Dixon starting a lap now in the Williams. He's line for turn number 1. Pretty spot on, it has to be said. Let's go his teammate Jack behind him. Can both of them get through to Q3? I think, judging by Jack's pace, it looks rather strong. There's Berry just staying out of the way. Dixon's free of the traffic right now. Dixon looking good on this lap. So Dixon entering turn 15. And now he's coming round through the remaining corners. And this is going to be a fast lap time here for Dixon. Now it was a 1:38.8 he had managed in Q1. The start time here for him is a 1:38.9. It's just inside the 1:38, so Dixon to the top. He shouldn't need to be improving that time. And game in with a 1:39.8. It's quite some way away actually, nearly 9/10. Leclerc goes second with 1:39.4. That's a decent time from him. Roy Huntsman on a fast lap. Becco coming round in the Alpine. .140.2. I'd expect Becco to be one of those favourite to be eliminated here. Roy Huntsman and Ollie are on fast laps. Big Boss Bells has invalidated that time, so he stays out of the way. Berry going through. Warrior Huntsman is on the medium compound, so he needs to find a heap of time here if he's to have any chance of getting through to Q3 on the mediums. He's not producing the best of laps at the moment, so I think he's going to struggle here, to be honest with you, getting through in the mediums. You need to be at the very minimum 1:39s. .40.4. Ollie coming into the pits. Here's Berry on the medium compound in the Haas. Turning through 15 nicely. It's only a 1:15.7 for the second sector. He's got a Mercedes in front of him, two of which he might just get a toe off. So Berry in the Haas. I think it's only going to be a 1:40 here, to be honest with you. It's a 1:40.5. So 7th only for Jack. Here's Malio's in the Red Bull. Statistic is on the he's on his outlap. And we've got Jack who's on an outlap as well. Scenario likewise. I think Romans Republic may be going through in the second sector. 1:39.4 for Malio's on the mediums. That's a good lap time actually. Mario Huntsman not going any quicker at the moment, so may as well come away from him. Then the next one behind, is it Becco who's going through? It is. No, it's not. It's Leclerc in the Alpine. He's made a mistake somewhere though, so one of these ripped off his front wing, or damaged his front wing. We'll go to Mikey next because he's just about to go past him. He's on the mediums as well as Mikey, so he's aiming to get into Q3 on that tyre. And sector 2, 1:15.0. So looking good to get into the 1:39s with this effort. Less than 8 minutes remaining. 7 drivers have yet to post a time in Q2. Mikey is one of them, but he's about to end that now. With a 1:39.6, 5th fastest for him. Very, very good. Nice lap. And gives himself a chance of getting through to Q3 on that medium compound, which could help him with his race strategy later on. And Jack Berry's not improving at the moment. And one of the Ferraris has gone over the line. Big Boss Bells goes 5th with a 1:39.6 on the mediums. There is Jack. There's Dixon. Retires from the session, but will be back for Q3 should he make it. So for Jack, to get into Q3, he'll want to be in the 1:39s on the mediums. He's done that. Is it quick enough though? 1:39.8. Warren Huntsman is the driver at risk with a 1:40.4. Ollie's on a fast lap, statisticking likewise. Jack Berry as well. Scenario with 1:40.5 on the soft compound that he's on. He'll be looking to go quicker as well. So there's Ollie in the McLaren. Liverpool Fun still hasn't exited the pitch yet. I think he's going to try and just do the single run in Q2. He may feel that doing the lap on the mediums is not the way to go, so I would expect him to be on the soft compound when he comes out. So there's Ollie in the McLaren on the medium compound. This is vitally important. Oh, he nearly dropped it on the exit of 19, so that will cost him some speed down the pit straight. He's got the rear wing open now, though. So Ollie in the McLaren. Where is this going to put him? Only 10th, 1 minute 40.3. So it pushes his teammate into the drop zone. Bowie improving through sector 2. But it's only a 1 minute 40.3. Goes 10th with that. So that pushes Ollie back into the drop zone. Statistic King's not on a fast lap at the moment. He's lost time somewhere. Liverpool fan out on circuit on the mediums. Is he going to have enough time there? Has he left it too late though? Because the thing is, for an out lap to do round here, he's going to take around about 2 minutes plus the flying lap and then the in lap. And I don't think he's going to have enough time to get over the line before the checker flag falls. So Liverpool fan on a knife edge at the moment. And Jack Bowie, he's improving slightly through sector 1. That's Liverpool fan in front of him. So I hope Bruce does get out of the way of Jack, which he doesn't do. Bowie exceeds track limits. So that's his lap done. And Marios retires from the session. Now that 1 minute 39.4, that should be enough to see him through on the mediums with that. So Marios has given himself a good cushion over those in the drop zone, who will probably go out on a set of softs for their last runs. Leclerc improving through sector 1 alone. That's a very, very good time through that. So could Leclerc be a contender to win this race here today? He's actually going a lot quicker than I thought he would do. So coming through the kinks. Becco's out of qualifying. Well, say he's out of qualifying. He's retired from the session. I don't think that lap time of 1:39.9 is going to be enough. But we'll see. Leclerc coming through sector 2 now. 6/10 up from before. So we could well see Leclerc going fastest of all here. Maybe the fastest time of qualifying so far. Three minutes to go. DRS open on the Alpine. Leclerc over the line, and it's a 1:38.6, and that's a brilliant lap time from him. That won't be enough for pole position, so there's Q3 still to come. Liverpool fan is on his on his flying lap now, I should say. Now he could get over the line. Oh, I'm just thinking, has he got enough time to do another sort of maybe a cool down lap and then go for one last effort before the checker flag? He hasn't got time to go in the pits and get another set of tyres on, so he's committed himself to try and get through on the mediums. Through sector 2, it's not very quick, to be honest with you, for Bruce. At least he can burn off some fuel during the cool down lap and then go again for one last effort. Liverpool fan over the line with a 1:40.6, only good enough for 14th place. There's Statistic King out on a set of medium compound tyres. Oh, Warren Huntsman, and Jack holds him up. Jack has held him up. Now Jack will most certainly get... Oh, there's a collision! Jack did not see Warrior Huntsman in time, and I have to say, that was all Jack's fault. Completely his fault there, and that has ruined Warrior Huntsman's session. So Jack is out of qualifying because he's crashed out on circuit. Warrior Huntsman is most certainly out because he's not got enough time to go for another run, and his front wing's damaged. What a silly collision there, and that was old Jack's fault there. And he's only got himself to blame. He should have known that Warrior Huntsman was round. He did not move out of the way in time when he needed to have done. Silly driving that. Very, very silly. So Statistic coming through set to 2. And it's not looking good to see him getting out of the bottom 5. So Statistic King, he's got enough time to do another lap though, should he want to do another lap. The time is very much running out now. Over the line comes Statistic King, only good enough, he's 9th fastest, 1 minute 40.3, so he's giving himself a chance here. As the Liverpool fan ducks into the pits, his qualifying session is over, so 15th is where he'll end up on the grid. Scenario is on a lap, Ollie is as well. Bowie is coming through, set to 1 is faster than he did so before. Statistic King is going for one last effort to get through to Q3. So this is nail-biting stuff. So we've lost Jack, Warrior Huntsman and Liverpool fan. So we'll lose 6 drivers at the end of the session. At the moment anyway. Now Becco could be knocked out actually as well, because his lap time over Jack is slower. Now Ollie in P12 on the mediums is about to go faster than he did so before. Rear wing open, and Ollie gets out of the bottom 5, goes third with 139.1. That sees him through. Bowie, not quicker than before through set to 2, so he's lost time somewhere. Only 11 for Bowie, so he's out of qualifying. So it's all over for him. Scenario next behind. Goes up to 5th. Brilliant lap time there from Scenario. And that has pushed Becco out of qualifying as well. So at the end of that Q2 session, we lose 6 drivers. They are Jack, Becco, Bowie, Statistic King, Warrior Huntsman, and Liverpool fan. And Dixon's just informed me that his lap was done on the medium, so that could well explain, as it has happened before in terms of the tyre compounds shown on here in comparison to what they actually are from a driver's perspective. So the drivers who go through to Q3 on the mediums, they are Dixon, Mylios, Big Boss Bells, and Mikey. It was an interesting Q2 session. It was a shame with the collision between Jack and Warrior Huntsman, which will most certainly be under investigation afterwards. So at the end of Q2, 9 drivers go through, so we lose Jack because he crashed out on circuit. Becco also not making it. Jack Bowie will start 12th on the grid, with Statistic King, Warrior Huntsman and Liverpool fan also eliminated. We'll be back for the final part of qualifying very, very shortly. So the car's coming out onto the track for Q3. Dixon going for pole position. He's taken both poles at Imola and Silverstone. He make it a hat-trick here in Baku. We'll find out soon enough as he comes through turn 3. So we've got 9 drivers remaining in this qualifying session. 8 of them out on the circuit now. Scenario the only one still in the pits. And Romans Republic has come in saying that his lap was done on the mediums, so thank you for informing me there, Romans. Dixon looking to crack on and get a decent lap in here. His fastest lap time throughout this qualifying session has been a 1:38.8. The lap time he needs to beat, really, from what we've seen from Leclerc earlier on in Q2, was a 1:38.6. So that's the target. Here we go then, for a lap with Dixon. Rear wing open. Through turn 4, and Dixon, well, we're going through sector 1, he should be in the 34s, I would think. It's the 34.3. And Dixon through the castle section. No problem through that. And Scenario's out of the pits now. So all 9 drivers are out on track. See, he's very close to exceeding track limits there, but it's within the confines of the racetrack that he's gone through. 1:13.6 by sector 2 for the Englishman. And Dixon will be making his way through. (1:38.0) for Dixon. And that's a very, very strong lap time. Difficult for everyone else to beat. Whereas Republic's exceeded track limits on his lap, so he won't be setting the lap time on that occasion. Here is Ollie in the McLaren as he goes through. 1:39.5 for him. Leclerc goes third with an unrepresentative lap time. Big Boss Bell's second with 1:38.7, nearly 7/10 off the pace. And we've got William gaming over the line as well. Or William, I should say. 1:39.1 for him. So that's a... So he goes third with that. So Scenario's just starting his first time lap of Q3, whilst his teammate Romans Republic will look to get his first lap on the board for this particular part of the session. (1 minute 14.2 so far for Romans Republic. I don't know if he'll complete this lap and then duck into the pits, but we'll see. Dixon stays out of the way. think he's stuck into the pits. No, he's not. Carrying on. 1 minute 38.8 goes third. Not too bad of a lap. Now Scenario. It was a 34.8 through sector 1. It's got some traffic coming up. Exiting turn 15. He should be okay now, actually, between here and the line. We may even get a tow if he's lucky. So Scenario coming round. Mikey stays out of the way. Scenario carries on to the line. Where is this going to put him? It's a 1 minute 39.4. Sixth at the moment for Scenario. So a decent effort that puts him in 6th place with less than 6 minutes to go. I think he's running on another fast lap. I think he must be if he's doing one here. I think he improved to 4th place with a 1:38.8. So that's a great lap time there from William, but he knows that there's more time to be found. So we're probably just slowing down. With 4.5 minutes remaining, he could just afford to take his foot off the gas, and so to the pit lane, going across turn 16 to make sure just save some time, but I want to just get through slowly without causing any damage to the car, which he won't do. There's William there, touring in. The Scenario's fiddling around with the gears there, you don't want to be doing that. There's Leclerc with his unrepresentative 1 minute 45. He knows there's definitely more time to be found, so we'll stay with him as he's the next driver to start a flying lap. I was just going to say, Scenario's going very, very slowly on the straight. And time is against him to get into the pit lane and out again. And here's Leclerc. Now, I think the problem that Leclerc could end up facing here is traffic. He needs to get past the pit lane as quick as he can, really, before he does catch up to the traffic. And it looks like Rome's Republic is out there now. So Leclerc coming through to start his flying lap. He's okay for the time being with the traffic. Can he get his Alpine onto the front row? This has been very, very promising for Leclerc, who raced in, I can't remember if it was Tier 2 or Tier 3 last season. I'd have to double check on that. Yeah, so Leclerc going through sector 1, didn't catch the lap time he was posting there. It was a 34.5, so he's given himself a reasonable opportunity to displace Big Boss Bells, Rome's Republic and William, but he needs a very strong second sector in order to make that happen. Scenario's just leaving the pits now, so he should get over the line in time before the checker flag falls. And Leclerc will 1:13.8 by sector 2. He won't go pole with this, but can he maybe get onto the front row? That is most certainly possible. Leclerc over the line. 1 minute 38.4, and he does go to the front row. So Leclerc with a very, very quick lap time to put himself second on the grid. Roman's Republic has just started his final flying lap. There's no traffic in front of him at the moment, so he's all well and good. He needs to be at the very minimum in the low 1 minute 34s to give himself a shout of going for pole. Let's see what his time is like through sector 1. It's a 34.5, which is over a tenth up from before, but it's not the low 34s that he would need to give himself a shout of going for pole position. And he's exceeded track limits, unfortunately, as Roman's Republic, so he will not improve on his 4th position. Dixon's the next man coming through. In sector 1, it's half a tenth down from before. Can Dixon make it 3 pole positions in a row? Nicely done through the castle section. There's no traffic in front of him at the moment. But the next car in front is Leclerc, who's just gone through turn 16 now, so he's okay. Is Dixon. He could even get into the 1 minute 12s by sector 2. There's 1:13.3. But he's nearly 3 tenths up by sector 2. So this is looking very, very nice for Dixon to obliterate the field and put his Williams on pole here in Azerbaijan. Rear wing open, over the line, and Dixon extends his margin over everyone else. 1 minute 37.7. Astonishing lap time. Very, very astonishing indeed. Mikey in the Mercedes is going a lot quicker than before. He's next over the line. This will be in the 1 minute 38. 1 minute 38.8 goes 4th. Nicely done. Big Boss Bells over the line for Ferrari. Can he get onto the front row? No, he can't. Stays 3rd. William goes 5th, though, in the other Ferrari. Then we've got Melios in the Rebel. 4th fastest for him. Ollie next behind. Only 8th for him. Scenario, the last driver over the line. He's definitely improving here. He does improve his time, but he's only 9th. So at the end of all that, Dixon on pole position for Williams here in Baku. Very, very nicely done. Leclerc 6 tenths off pole in 2nd place, but that's a very, very strong effort from him. Big Boss Bells 3rd with Melios 4th. Mikey in 5th alongside William. It's Roman's Republic and Ollie on the 4th row scenario, running out the top 9. We'll be back for the race very, very shortly for the 26th lap event. Do not go anywhere, folks. This could be very, very interesting. So we're ready to go for the formation lap here in Baku, and this will give us an opportunity to look at the grid and what tyre compounds they will be starting on. So we've got 18 on the grid. So run through the grid. Dixon on pole with Leclerc alongside. Big Boss Bells and Malios on row 2. Then it's Mikey and William on row 3. Ahead of Rose Republic and Ollie. Scenario and Jack round out the top 10. And it's Becco and Berry on row 6. Statistic King and Warrior Huntsman on the 7th row. Liverpool Fan and Cos Killer on row 8. And at the back are Wild Dog and Dan Murphy. So run through on the tyre compounds. Leclerc, Ollie and Scenario are on the sauce because that was the set of tyres they got into Q3 on. Liverpool Fun is on the hards, which is interesting. All the others are on mediums. Now, should those on the mediums see it through, we expect them to go on to the hard compound tyre to see to the end of the race on. So I would expect it to be a one-stop race. Nixon will be looking to pull away in the lead. It's been a fairly disciplined field so far from the opening couple of rounds in Tier 1 in the Formula Racing League, so hopefully we'll keep that trend going. So Dixon aiming for 2 wins out of 3. Big Boss Bells aiming to just get in front of Leclerc at the start and give Dixon a hard time. It's going to be very, very hard for him, given how fantastic Dixon has been this season so far. So Mario's will slot into his 4th place position. Dixon in his grid spot now. Everyone else slotting in. So 18 on the grid here in Baku. Who will lead the field and come away with the victory here in Azerbaijan? So we are all ready for the start. Dixon on pole. Will he lead the field into turn 1? The 5 red lights come on in front of the drivers when they go out to be racing here in Baku. It's lights out, and away we go. Dixon gets off to a good start. Leclerc, not quite so well. Big Boss Bells right round the outside of him into turn 1, and Big Boss Bells goes through to 2nd place. So Leclerc having to yield there on the exit of the first turn, so Dixon leads with Big Boss Bells in 2nd place. Mikey diving to the inside of Leclerc for 3rd place, but the two make contacts on the exit. So Mikey's dropped back, as does Leclerc, and Mayos takes advantage in the Red Bull to go up into the top 3. So Leclerc losing 2 places at the start. Dixon leads then, ahead of Big Boss Bells in 2nd place. Mayos 3rd, Leclerc 4th. Then we've got Joseph in position behind. There's the McLaren of Ollie trying to get past the Ferrari of William and the Williams of Jack. There's a little bit of crunching going on further behind, and William almost loses the position there to Jack, who's lost out, and he's going to lose another position to Ollie. So Ollie getting through there. They keep diving across. Jack makes contact with him, spins round, and he'll go to the back of the field. That was completely his own fault there. Should have yielded there at that point, and he didn't do so. So they all go through the castle section. William in 7th place behind Mikey, as they both... and William getting a kick of wheel spin on the exit of turn 12, and that's going to give Ollie the chance to get through. We've got a virtual safety car already, so someone has had a moment. That'll probably be in the castle section. There we go, look. Carlos Killo's without his front wing. He needs to make sure he adheres to the safety car delta. We're just looking to see who else has got front wing damage. And it looks to be that Carlos Killo is the only one with front wing damage, so he will be in the pits at the end of this lap, no question. Now, what will Leclerc decide to do here? I doubt he'll want to be pitting, as he'll want to keep track position. And Big Boss Bell's almost trying to get in front of Dixon here, which you're not supposed to do. I think he's gained ground on him, thanks to the virtual safety car. If he gets too close and exceeds the virtual safety car delta, he will receive a drive-through penalty. Well, Colours Killer is in the pits now for Aston Martin, with a lot of work to do from there. At least he won't lose as much time under the virtual safety car as he would do in green flag conditions. And Jack's been penalised for exceeding the virtual safety car delta, so that'll be him into the pits for a drive-through penalty. It's been a race to forget for him so far. He had his own melodies in qualifying with Warrior Huntsman, when he failed to get out of the way when he should have been doing so. And it's just got a whole lot worse for him. So Dixon continuing to head out in front. Liverpool fan has just lost the position to Jack. So Jack goes through, but Liverpool fan won't need to worry too much, as Jack will be in the pits shortly to take that drive-through. So Big Boss Bells in second place. Colours Killer out on circuit on the hard compound. So Dixon in a new faster start, but that will most certainly be coming down as the race progresses. DRS is enabled. Dan Murphy on the inside of Wild Dog into turn 1. He goes through into 14th place. And Jack in the pits to serve that drive-through penalty. He will get out still in front of Colours Killer. So Leclerc behind Milios. We'll be hoping to make use of the DRS to get in front. Now Leclerc behind Milios as they exit turn 15. Leclerc will be within DRS range, so he'll be able to use the DRS on the pit straight. He's got Romans Republic behind him as well, so he'll need to watch his mirrors whilst he does close in on the Red Bull ahead. Using his ERS as well. Rear wing now open, and Leclerc will go past Milios without an issue. So into turn 1, has he done it there? He runs Milios out wide. Nothing too robust. And Leclerc is through. Oh, contact! Rose Republic sent Milios into the wall there. Milios came too close for comfort. And Milios, I want to be pit stop damaged by hitting the wall there. I can imagine Milios or Romans Republic has got front wing damage after that. We'll find out shortly as Becco comes into the pit to get that front wing replaced by the looks of things. He's out on his way now and will rejoin in last position. So lap 4 of this race. Milios in 4th, Romans Republic 5th, and then it's Mikey, and then Ollie, William, and Scenario in a fine 9th place. And it's a fairly clean start so far for the drivers, with it being Baku. Hopefully it will remain like that for the remainder of this race. And as Malio's losing ground, actually, so Leclerc able to pull away. And Romans Republic looking to get in front here. Mikey, likewise. This could be Malio's losing 2 positions in one go. So Romans Republic gets through. Mikey gets through. Can Mikey take 2 in one go here? Ollie comes into the pits. It's a 5-second penalty. That's Romans Republic. Nearly hits in the wall there, but continuing. So Ollie will be in the pits again. Well, say will be in the pits again. That time penalty was served at the end of the race, or when he next comes into the pit lane. So he'll rejoin in 15th place. There's Becco behind Carlos Killer to get through into 17th. So Mikey 4th, ahead of Malio's. Leclerc's tyres must start to be falling away by this point now. And Leclerc with a time penalty for track limits, so 3 seconds for him. That's not good news for his race. Oh, Leclerc getting out of shape there on the exit of turn 15. Through 16, and now Mikey closing in as well. Malio's in the Red Bull. Williams in 6th place now. The Romans Republic down to 7th, who's had a nightmare of a lap or two. And I think Williams should have the DRS here to get past Malio's, who won't have the DRS. So Williams goes through into 5th place. Leclerc keeping hold of 3rd. A Scenario comes into the pits. Does he slow the car down in time? The answer is yes. So Scenario getting rid of those soft compound tyres after 5 laps. What compound is he going to go on? It's the mediums. So I think this is going to be a 2-stop race for him. Can he get out in front of Jack? I think he will do. He needs to make sure he stays to the left of the white line. As Murphy gets past Jack Bowie now for 9th place. So Murphy coming through the field nicely, as he has done a lot of the time. Leclerc in P3 for Alpine. Now, will it be the hard compound tyre he goes on, or will it be the mediums? Answers on the postcard at the moment. He's got this long train of cars behind him. And surely Leclerc must... This is probably the best time to be coming into the pits now, I should think. Leclerc just needs to go over to the left on the straight so that he's not getting in any driver's way here. Yeah, you can see he's almost understeering into the corner, so if I was Leclerc, I'd be pitting in at the end of this lap. Yeah, he's staying to the left as I thought he would do, so that's clever thinking there from Leclerc. Mikey looking to gain a toe, but he's about to lose a position here to William by the looks of it. William to the outside, does he get through? Runs out of track. Mikey's still in there. Oh, there's contact. William touches the wall. He's got DRS though. He'll go to the outside. Mikey, I don't think, will stand a chance in holding that one off. So William is through into P3. And Milo's off the track. He did make contact there with Romans Republic going into turn 3. He performs a 3-point turn and he joins in ahead of Bury. His car was ghosted, thankfully. Otherwise, that would have been a collision between himself and Bury. He rejoins down in 10th place behind Warrior Huntsman. So Leclerc in 15th place now on the medium compound. But Scenario has been able to complete an undercut on him. So the undercut clearly being an effective one. Scenario wasn't really that far behind. Well, it was quite some way behind, but not miles behind Leclerc. So Scenario able to use the clear track to get in front of the Alpine. So all of those who have started the race on the softs have pitted him. Dixon is your race leader with Big Boswell second, William third, Mikey fourth, Romans Republic fifth, Dan Murphy sixth, Statistic King seventh, Bowie eighth, Warrior Huntsman ninth, and Manios down to 10th after that mistake at turn 3. None of the top 10 have pitted yet. Mikey has hit the wall somewhere, or he's had a bit of a moment, and he's dropped down the order. I don't know what's happened. Now he's just staying out of the way so that he doesn't make contact with another driver through this fast sequence of corners. There is Ollie behind. He'll most certainly get a bit of a tow. Now what does Mikey do here? Does he go in the pits, or does he carry on for another lap? I think he's going in the pits. I think he's got damage as Mikey. Warrior Huntsman also coming in. So Romans Republic did have damage after that contact earlier on. So he is in now and going on to the hard tyres. Warrior Huntsman in 15th, Mikey 16th. Becco will go past the pair of them. And it's in sector 2. Is that Wild Dog? And we've got a virtual safety car now. Now, I'm not sure what that is for. Has someone had an incident down there? I've just seen some debris. Well, it looks like at turn 6. I may well be wrong. Ah, William's front wing's gone. That explains it. So William had a moment there. I don't know if he made contact with someone, but his front wing's damaged. Well, it's completely off, I should say. So that'll be him into the pits at the end of this lap. He'll probably have to go onto the hard compounds right now. At least he's still in the race. He crashed out last week at Silverstone, did William. Now, minus to Raid's car, who was controlled by the AI, he was the only driver to not finish the British Grand Prix in Tier 1 in the Formula Racing League. Now, this is interesting. Dixon's decided to stay out. Big Boswell's doing the same. What does Dan Murphy decide to do? Now, they've got to be careful not to exceed the virtual safety car delta, otherwise a drive-through penalty will be just out as William gets into the pit lane for Ferrari. He slows the car down in time. DRS has been enabled. The race is back on the way. So William in the pits. And he'll drop down the order from there. And Leclerc's got in front of a scenario before the virtual safety car was deployed, so he's coming back through. He's got track position as well. Romans Republic in 12th position. William will rejoin in 14th place or 13th. There's Jack going past him by the looks of things, but William's going to have the inside line into turn 2. Jack's still there though, and Jack will get in front of him. So we're on lap 9 of this race, 2 virtual safety cars, but all 18 drivers who have started this race are still going. Dixon over the line. He's currently 7 seconds clear of Big Boss Bells, who's yet to pit. There's Dan Murphy running in a strong 3rd place. Malios in the Red Bull behind Bowie. Bowie has kept his car clean so far. Rear wing open. Into turn 1, and Malios stays behind the Haas driver. The Wolfvan to the outside of Wild Dog into the first corner with the DRS, and he goes through into Ave. So Liverpool fan coming through the field nicely on his hard tyres, which isn't obviously as fresh as those who've just pitted. Oh, that's Wild Dog off into the escape road. He continues on his way, but he's lost time and places. William in the Ferrari. William to the outside. Jack leaves in space, and William gets through at last by the looks of things, but Jack is not giving up. Here we go through 5 and 6. Contact made between the Ferrari and the Williams. Oh, and that looks like... Is that Dixon? I think it is. Yes, it was. Dixon had gone for a spin. And Big Boss Bells has somehow caught up. Now, did Dixon take any damage from that? I'm not too sure, but his lead of nearly 8 seconds has come back down to 4 seconds. That was quite a spin there. That looks like a half spin by the looks of things. There's Leclerc in 9th position ahead of Scenario. He'll want to get in front of Liverpool Fan here, who is yet to pit. Leclerc with the rear wing open. And he should go through here. Scenario getting a toe off the Alpine. Leclerc covering his line. Scenario running out wide a little bit. Liverpool Fan to the inside. He goes through. And Rome's Republic, a very cheeky move there from him to get through via the gap. Mikey in the pits for Mercedes. He's only just been in. His front wing's damaged as well. So into the pits, getting the hard compound tyres on. And he's fallen down to last place now. It just hasn't been his day so far. Here is Ollie in the McLaren behind Berry as they come through turn 15. Malios is there as well. He hasn't pitted yet in this race actually, is Malios. Ollie has done, but we expect him to be in the pits again before the race is over. Dixon in then, so this has been interesting. Did he take any damage from that spin? He probably didn't, but we'll wait and see anyway. He did. So yeah, Dixon did take some front wing damage. So that will hand the advantage to Big Balls Bells here for when he comes in. And looks like someone's gone off in the final corner. Virtual safety car deployed. Who was that? I don't know who it was. Was it William? Doesn't look like he's got a front wing to his car. Could well be wrong. Oh, that explains it. Jack's front wing's gone. Now he needs to slow down here, does Jack, because he's entering the pit lane. It's his first stop of the race. He'll go onto the hard compound tyre. Still not good news for his race, though. So Jack exits the pits. He needs to be very careful not to exceed the virtual safety car delta. And he's got that again, has Jack. I did say slow down when you exit in the pit lane, and he didn't do it. Now the drivers do get a warning when the virtual safety car ends. So it's their responsibility to make sure they don't exceed the delta when they do exit the pit lane. So Big Balls Bells in the Ferrari. Carrying on for now. I wonder if he'll go on a longer first stint and get the soft compound tyres on when he comes out. He may lose the lead to Dixon, who's just going past Malios here with the DRS. So Dixon fighting back here. So through turn 1, past the Red Bull into 6th place on the road. Behind Jack Berry, as Liverpool Fan loses two positions in one go. Sonari also getting in front of his teammate. These two are having a good ding-dong battle. Contact made. Level Fun dive into the inside. Does he get through turn 2 here? The answer is yes. But Rome's Republic is still there. He's got the better line on the exit. And he's got DRS, like Level Fun. And he gets through into 10th place. Jack coming into the pits to take his second drive-through penalty of the race. Now, is this going to be the end of it for him, or is he going to carry on? I think he may as well carry on. You never know what can happen in Baku. And I was just looking at Jack. He has not actually been on any tyre other than the medium, so he'll have to be pitting in again before this race is over. So Big Boss Bells, your race leader, 8 seconds clear of Dan Murphy. Ollie third, who is already pitted. He has got that 5-second penalty though for speeding in the pit lane. So we expect him to be in the pits before this race is over, maybe. Conveniently, he'll be able to take that 5 seconds when he does box in. Dixon held up behind Berry for nearly a whole lap, but he's getting in front of him now into 5th place. Berry having a fine race so far. He's ducking into the pits for what is expected to be the hard compound tyre for the Brit. So Dixon through into 5th and going after Statistic King, who is still yet to pit as well. I think Berry's still not... He didn't go in the pits actually, did Berry. So is he seeing out the mediums so that he can go onto the softs later on? Very interesting. And Mikey now with a time penalty for track limits. Now, does Dixon go for it on Statistic here? The answer is no. Roman's Republic has got ahead of his teammate Scenario for 9th place. William also getting in front of Liverpool Fan for 11th. Mikey coming back into the pits. And I think this is going to be a retirement for the Mercedes driver into the pits. And Jack also in. I think these two are going to be calling it a day, to be honest with you, with the way the races have gone. I think Jack realised that he needed to go on another set of tyres, so the hard compound is going on. Mike is coming out on a set of softs, so these two are still carrying on by the looks of things, which is good news and fair play to them. They'll want to stay on the lead lap though. As Big Boss Bells comes round to complete lap 14. Murphy running in second. As we watch Dixon behind Statistic King with the DRS. And he will go through up to 4th place now. Nice move there from Dixon. Ollie's the next driver ahead. So may have to wait another lap before he can use the DRS to dispose of the McLaren. He's got 1.6 seconds to make up anyway, so he shouldn't lose too much time like he did so by the cars behind. Liverpool Fan into the pits for his only stop of the race expected. Is it mediums going on for him? It is. So they go on now. Carlos Killer coming down the pit straight. He should go in front of Liverpool Fun, so Liverpool Fun will rejoin in 16th position. So when will Big Boss Bells pit in? There's Ollie holding up Dixon now. These two are very much nose to tail. Now the fastest up of the race so far currently goes to Warrior Huntsman. I think with Mikey also on the soft compound, I would say he's the likeliest of candidates to get the fastest lap, but there's still some way to go yet in this to see who will get the point for the fastest lap. That can only go to the driver who finishes inside the top 10. Dixon pulling out of the slipstream of the McLaren to go up into 3rd place on the road. As Ollie ducks into the pits. This is going to be for the medium compound. It is, and he will take his 5 seconds as well. So he was running in third before he got overtaken. He could fall as far down as... Ooh, he's going to lose a number of positions, isn't he? Can he get out in front of his teammate Warrior Huntsman? No, he won't. So Ollie rejoins in 12th place following that. William ahead of Romans Republic. Leclerc in front of Milios. And Mikey into the pits for Mercedes. Yet again, I can't imagine he'll continue. You know, he's retired from the race now. So Mikey, first one out of this race. It's just not been a good day for him. So Dan Murphy, does he duck into the pits at the end of the start? He does. At the end of lap 16 for him. Gets the car slowed down. 80 kilometers per hour is the pit lane speed limit here in Baku. Soft tyres are ready for him. He's out on his way. And Jack Bowie is still continuing on there in the Haas, and fair play to him on the medium compound. William ahead of the two AlphaTauris, so Murphy should rejoin in 7th place. Tsunori gets a penalty for track limits, so 3 seconds it'll be for him. Warrior Huntsman also in for McLaren. Someone has had an off. Is that Jack in the Williams? He's off into the escape road, so I've lost him some time and almost going a lap down on the leaders. See Big Boss Bell struggling for grip now. Dixon up to 2nd place. And look at the ground he's made up on him. On those hard compound tyres, which he's only been on them for like 5 or 6 laps. So Dixon looking very good for the victory now. And once the pit stops are completed, we expect Leclerc to be in 2nd place. And Dan Murphy to be in 3rd. And with Murphy on the fresher tyres, we expect him to get onto the rear of Leclerc and sail past him easily. And at the moment, he is flying. Now, does Big Boss come into the pits? He does, with 9 laps remaining. The Ferrari crew are out. Now, what about Statistic King? Because he's also yet to pit, as is Bowie. So Big Boss Bells exits the pits behind Leclerc, but ahead of Murphy. So Big Boss Bells rejoins in 5th on the road, but he's going to have Murphy right on his tail, and he's going to be stopped behind Leclerc, who is stopped behind slower traffic. Mario's into the pits for Red Bull, rejoins on a set of the red side marked soft compounds. Mario's in the Red Bull. Going side by side with the Alpine. Becco looking to hold on here, which he does so. Leclerc in front of Bowie now, so that's one less car for the Alpine pilot to worry about. He needs to try and get past Statistic King if he can. There's no question that Leclerc is going to struggle on his old mediums now compared to Big Boss Bells and Dan Murphy on their fresh softs. We've seen how effective putting fresh tyres on can be. And Leclerc will be within DRS range to get a move done here on Statistic King. incredible to see the cars go through that section like that. And you can see that Leclerc's DRS is virtually run out, so he's going to have to rely on the DRS to help him get in front. Sadistic King, I think, is going to duck into the pits anyway. But Berry's carried on, though. So Berry carrying on in the Haas. He's just been overtaken by Big Boss Bells. Nearly got overtaken by Dan Murphy as well. Murphy needs to get in front here of Berry if he wants to challenge for a podium finish here. Murphy getting better drive on the exit, and this is him through into 4th position as Big Boss Bells goes past Leclerc for 2nd position. So a crucial move in the race for Big Boss Bells. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch Dixon, to be honest with you, but let's see how he gets on. William getting ahead of Rose Republic into 6th place. Sadistic King is now rejoined in 10th ahead of Liverpool Fan. Becco into the pits for the 2nd time in this race. A new front wing going on as well. So Wild Dogs should go through. Now Murphy behind Leclerc in the battle for 3rd place on track. Now how close can Murphy get to Big Boss Bells once he disposes of the Alpine? To be honest with you, I reckon he'll be very, very close. So from the back of the field, Murphy has found himself in a position to be on the podium. He was 4th last week. He's on course to go 1 better here because of Leclerc's penalty. Well, he's going to go past him now on track. There he goes, and into 3rd position. Very, very nicely done. Big Boss Bells with a new fast lap. And Berry is the last driver to come in for a tyre change. Rose Republic will go past him, as will Ollie, as will Scenario, as will William, I think, although William's actually in the pits, so Sadistic King will go past him. And someone's gone off in Sector 1. Is that Jack in the Williams, or is it someone else? Didn't quite pick it up on who actually went off. It might have been Scenario, actually, so Scenario's dropped back. So Berry rejoins in 9th position with 7 laps remaining. And Malios is out of the race in the Red Bull. Stopped in the pits, and he's retired. So Malios not scoring points here today. He's clearly had enough. And because he's retired in the pits, that should not deploy the safety car. So that's the 2nd driver out of this one. So Murphy is now within a second at the moment, is he? Not quite, so he won't be able to use the DRS on this occasion. He'll try his utmost to just get into that 1 second window, which he's not going to be able to. Berry passed the Scenario for 8th place. He did that coming out of turn 12. Scenario looks like he's struggling at the moment. Yeah, you can see he's understeering like crazy. So Scenario may decide to come into the pits. Murphy now with a new fastest lap. Ollie will look to get in front of Romans Republic with the DRS open now. So Ollie through into 5th place. Very nice drive this from Ollie, has to be said, despite the penalty he picked up earlier for speeding in the pit lane. Scenario into the pits for AlphaTauri. Now, is he calling it a day, or is he going to carry on? I think he should carry on, to be honest with you. He'll be on fresher tyres. You can see a new front wing going on for him. So Dixon with 6 laps remaining, well 5 by the time he completes this lap. His gap is just under 10 seconds now with Big Boss Bells in 2nd place. But it's still a comfortable margin for Dixon to see it out now. Murphy doing his best to close in to take that 2nd place. Now, as it stands in the championship, it was 25 points coming into the event. Dixon got the point for pole position, and he's on course for victory with Big Boss Bell second, so he would extend his lead to 34 points going into the next round of the championship, which will be in Melbourne, Australia in 7 days' time. Liverpool fan in 10th position behind William. So Wild Dog in 14th position, Becco 15th. Oh, someone's gone off there. Is that Jack? Yeah, front wing gone, and the virtual safety car has been deployed. So Jack is stuck there in the Williams. So the virtual safety car is out. Jack has broken off his front wing. He's a lap down now on his teammate Dixon, who's leading. I think Jack will probably pull into the pits and retire once he does enter the pit lane. Hopefully won't cause any issues to the cars behind. And oh, Jack has retired from the race. He's binned it. Now he should have known there, Jack, and he's brought out the safety car. And Warrior Huntsman has received a drive-through penalty for exceeding the virtual safety car delta. Now I think Jack will end up with a hefty punishment here because he knew his front wing was gone and he just didn't slow down the car in time before he reached turn 15. So the safety car has been deployed here. We've got 4 laps to go as Dixon enters the pit lane. This is going to make for a nail-biting finish, isn't it? So soft compound tyres going on, and Big Boss Bells has decided to stay out. Now I'm not surprised he's done that. Murphy's coming in though for Aston Martin. Leclerc also going to get the soft compound tyre on. Ollie staying out though to retain track position. Murphy gets out in 3rd place. That's crucial for him. Romans Republic also remaining out there. Liverpool Fun also coming in. So Carlos Killer in the Aston Martin. You want to slow down that car in time. He does so, and he slows it down to the pit lane speed limit. So Liverpool fan rejoins in 11th behind Scenario. So there's Becco in 14th place. Wild Dog in 13th position. Warrior Huntsman will be taking that drive-through penalty. If he doesn't take it on the safety car restart, it will be added to his time at the end of the race. They can't take it under the safety car, unfortunately. So there's Ollie in 4th place. Romans Republic risking it as well in the Alpha Tauri. The safety car will remain out there for another lap. So Jack's second DNF of the season. He didn't compete last week at Silverstone. So we're now on lap 24. So Big Boss Bells lead him behind the safety car with Dixon second, Murphy third, Ollie fourth. Then you've got Romans Republic ahead of Statistic King, Leclerc, Bowie, William and Scenario in the top 10. Dan Murphy holds the point for the fastest lap as well. The whole field is back together now, so the safety car should be pulling in at the end of this lap, which it will do because we've got 2 laps to go at the end of this one, which means there is no more DRS. It's just pure speed to the checkered flag. There are some drivers on older tyres than others. I think Big Boss Bells' best chance of victory is going to be remaining out there. The fact there's no DRS as well will give him somewhat of a boost. So those with time penalties as well, Leclerc and Scenario, and Warrior Huntsman has that drive through which he either needs to take at the end of this lap or it'll be added to his time at the end of the race. And to be honest with you, I think he may as well just come in and get it taken and just stay out of everyone's way. So we should get confirmation from race control that Big Boss Bells will dictate the pace. Yep, the safety car is coming in. Now, when will Big Boss Bells decide to go here? He'll probably want to wait until the last moment possible, because the start-finish line is a long way down that pit straight, and he won't want Dixon alongside him or into that slipstream going into turn 1. Here we go then, and Big Boss Bells has decided to go now. He's got a bit of a cushion actually over Dixon, so Dixon's not too close to him. Warrior Huntsman ducks into the pits to get his drive-through penalty taken. Becco on the inside there, that's Carlos Killer to the outside. He goes through, Wild Dog's there, he makes contact. We'll go back to the front though because Big Boss Bells has got Dixon all over the back of him. Will these two keep it clean going into turn 3? Dixon to the inside. Does he go for it into turn 3? Big Boss Bells is still there. And Big Boss Bells can't hold him off. So Dixon through into the lead on the penultimate lap, with Murphy in 3rd place ahead of Ollie, who's on old mediums. Statistic King in 5th. As we can see, Leclerc diving to the inside there, Romans Republic for 6th place. Nice move there from the Alpine driver to get through. Now, can Jack Berry get through? He's on much fresher tyres than Romans Republic is. I think Romans Republic is going to struggle to hold this field off, if I'm honest with you. There's Murphy in 3rd place, which could become 2nd, as Big Boss Bells will be struggling with the tyres that he's on. So here's Murphy into the slipstream on this long 2.2 kilometre pit straight. Here he goes using his ERS to get in front here. Murphy to the inside. Dixon starts the final lap and holds the point for the fast lap. Murphy through on Big Boss Bells to go up into 2nd place. There's Leclerc behind Statistic King as well. Berry in front of the Alpha Tauri of Romans Republic. William getting in front of Scenario. The pair go side by side. Scenario and William make contact. Liverpool fan nearly making contact with the pair of them. He gets through anyway on Scenario. Leclerc all over the back of Statistic King. Now Leclerc has that penalty hanging over him, so he needs to make sure he gets in front of Statistic King to minimise the damage. Otherwise Berry will be in front of him by the end of this race. So Leclerc getting a better exit coming out of turn 6 than Statistic King, and he's going to go through down the inside into turn 7, and that's him through into 5th position. There's Berry. He'll be on Statistic King's tail in the remaining corners of the race. And Warrior Huntsman with a time penalty for exceeding track limits. But here's Dixon, who's coming into the last corners of the race now. It's been a brilliant drive. He's about to take his second victory from 3 races and extend his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. Dixon onto the pit straight to cross over the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku. Dixon takes it and sets the new fastest lap. Dan Murphy comes home in second place. Big Boss Miles holds off Ollie. Leclerc drops behind Statisticking and Berry, so Leclerc down to 7th place. Romans Republic 8th, William 9th, Liberal Fan 10th, Cars Killer 11th, there's Becco, Scenario, Wild Dog and Warrior Huntsman. But there's your race winner, Dixon, on top in Baku. Very well done to him. So your race result is Dixon winning and getting the point for fastest lap and another point for pole position. Dan Murphy second, another good haul of points for him. Big Boss Bells third, Ollie fourth, ahead of Statistic King and Jack Berry. Leclerc seventh with Romans Republic 8th, William 9th and Liverpool Fan in 10th. Cars Killer in 11th, followed by Becco, Scenario, Wild Dog and Warrior Huntsman, who all score points. Then we've got Jack, Milios and Mikey, who did not finish the race. The championship gap at the top, Dixon bagging 42 points from this race, Big Boss Bells only 26, so the gap has been increased to what is now 41 points between those two. Murphy, I believe, moves up to third in the championship race, thanks to Mikey and Milios' woes throughout today. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Do make sure you tune in next week where we'll be racing in Melbourne, Australia, to see if Dixon can continue his dominance or whether someone else like Big Boss Bells or Dan Murphy can give him a run for his money. Do make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you haven't already done so. And we'll look to do all of it again, same time next week, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time on Tuesday evening. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.